to get the wall down to reduce the height of the
so we use that height
leg so that it goes up a little bit. Then if it goes up a little bit, I can tow it even to Accra. Even if you have to go to Accra, I can still tow it.
When we go to Mole, our spirits were brought down. Mole was a total disappointment. And when we went there the first time, they told us there was an evening safari where that also presents a different set of animals. But I was disappointed. I'm sure the team was disappointed because all we saw were antelopes. So I did a live video when we were there, and someone commented and said, you can't go looking for wild animals using loud engines. They all run away from you. If you are looking for animals and using this loud engine and high beam torchlights, all the animals are going to run away from you. So we didn't see anything at Mole. We were disappointed.
What's the town? From Mole, coming back to Saola, climbing up to the Hippopotamus Sanctuary, which was, Google took us through a very nasty route. There was a better route, which was the Tuna, but we got to a place and they told us, oh, here is shorter. Google tells us here is shorter. You look at it, it's true, here is longer, but the longer one had good road. If I was looking at it when we were coming back, if we had used that one, we wouldn't have faced some of the situation we faced. So we took the bad route. Now we have incidents on that Saola road, which delayed us.
Day 4 of AIS3 remains the most challenging. When we hit the sandy patch from the northeast region to the upper west region, I knew we were in for a lot of trouble. Look, I even fell. And if I fell, that should tell you that it really wasn't easy. So there was another very experienced rider, Mono, on the tour. So usually it's just me and him at the back because we have to take care of the rest. So Mono fell, I helped him come up. I fell, he helped me come up, and then he fell again. Then we all clapped for ourselves. So that's summary of day 4 of AIS3, the most challenging of all AISs. When we all got back together, I made a change. I had to change our stand-in road captain and I had to change Senna and make Fabian the new road captain. Remember, the main road captain's bike had broken down at Bole, and so his bike was being towed, and so he wasn't on the road with us. And so Senna became the stand-in captain. But Senna, at a point, got too excited and wasn't taking care of his flock. So I had to change him and appoint Fabian as the stand-in captain one more time.
I'm afraid.
not going and coming, it's going and continuing. It's going, and then at some point it still runs, but that's far. That is 30 kilometers of this.
20 kilometers.
30 kilometers.
30. Yeah, we can do it. To what?
No. To the Hippo.
Okay, yeah, so we should do it. We should do it. Stand up. Go way ahead, then you will keep on through. When you see sand, don't sit down. Stand up and then let the bike come out. After you sit down, you will see. Mono, pass inside the bush so that they will follow you. Check the bush.
Who will help this? You will help out.
I know they need help. Go.
We failed to get to Wichiang because to go and see the hippos out there, Wichiang Hippo Sanctuary, you have to go to an office in the Wa Township, make payment, and then they will give you life vests or life jackets that you are going to send to the sanctuary before you can get on a boat to go and see the hippos. But this information wasn't known to us. So we go to the hippo sanctuary only to be told that we can't go and see the hippos because we've bypassed a system. We said, no, this information is not known to us. If it was known to us, we would have gone to the office and make payments and then take the vest before coming here. But then we already drained getting to the hippo sanctuary. So I think the team just decided to not go ahead anymore.
We went to get to Hippopotamus, the sanctuary, and they had to tell us we had to go to the town to go and get vests before we come back to the sanctuary. And we have already engaged. So we that were in front, we informed the other people that, we can't stop at the Hippopotamus Sanctuary, but we were far ahead of them, which was rather not so good, but it happened. So now moving, after going through that hell to get to the Hippopotamus Sanctuary, and you can't see, you are not going to see the hippopotamus. That alone drained them. Whilst they were suffering, you get the news that, the route you've taken is cost 90 because where you are going, you are not going to get to do what you wanted to do.
Eventually, all our water got finished. People were totally dehydrated. Everyone lost hope. I heard someone mention my name, Danlad. And I said, Danlad, do you have water in your car? He said, there's one bottle left. I said, wow, we need this bottle now. So he gave it to me, and then Philip took a little bit. So I asked them, where are the rest of the guys? They said, Senna and the rest of the guys have gone ahead. I said, why did they go ahead? Your water is finished. We don't know the distance left ahead.
200 meters from here. There's shade, and we can get more water.
So now I had to go and look for Senna because he had already left 2 people behind, taking 5 people along, gone to leave them, and then he now has also gone even further ahead. Look, at a point, we even had to send a drone to go and check the distance that was left for us and how bad or how good the road was. So I moved my bike now to go and look for Senna. I told the first 2 people to wait where they were, they shouldn't move anymore. I told the 5 to wait where they were, they shouldn't move anymore. And then I moved my bike to go and look for Senna. Look, I went and went and went till I started feeling very lonely. Now, at that point, nothing in me told me to move an inch anymore. I didn't want to go any further, but I had not seen Senna. So I quickly stopped, looked around, didn't see any soul anywhere. It felt like there was no life where I was, somewhere in Wa. And I wasn't finding Senna. 2 people were down, another 5 were down. It was so challenging. Look, at that point, I asked myself why. I'm like, why? I couldn't find Senna. Where would Senna be? And when I look at the distance I had traveled between the last 5 people and where I was, I had traveled a good 50 kilometers. And I wasn't finding Senna. And I said, no, Senna cannot travel more than this, leaving people behind him. So I stopped there and then returned to the first 5 people that were there. When I got there, I saw that they saw a vendor who gave them some water. And so at least that put them together.
Now we are going to send you a please, can I have everyone's attention? David will be the next from now to the trip. David will be next, followed by Eden, and then David.
Recover, and the rest will come. Once you tire, you feel right slow.
So I look at the kids, the way they look at the bikes, the way they look at ice, you can see a spark of fire in some of their eyes that I want to do this someday. And this, I know, would push some of them to do good in life. And I don't know, 10 years from now, 20 years from now, 30 years from now, some people will be telling a story that some bikers passed through our village and this, we saw this, and this was the reason why. This was what pushed me to do what I did, to come here, and I'm here today. I'm expecting stories like that.
Okay, so on AIS, I've learned to be okay with what I have. But look, we get there and they are so happy. They are okay with what they have just because they saw motorcycles. And I think the sound and the fact that we were together made them so happy. Look, you could see happiness on their faces. And that made me feel fulfilled. Like, if my activity is putting cheers on someone's face, that's something that you should be happy about. So seeing people happy just by seeing us makes me happy too.
And now, the day is, we are running out of daylight and we have to go up. That's part 1 of Dusty Road. Go up to Jirapa to have lunch. After having lunch, we are supposed to take the Tumu Road, which everyone knows is a bad road, and go and sleep in Bolga. When we got to, what's the name? We met at Wechao. When we got to Wechao and we met, we said, okay, let's get to Wa. Then from Wa, we'll take a decision. Normally, we're not supposed to sleep at Jirapa. We're supposed to sleep at Bolga. But when we got to Wa, it was already 5 headed to 6. And we had at least an hour and some minutes to get to Jirapa. When an hour and some minutes, we're going to get there around 7. Lunch. Our lunch, we are going to have it at between 6 to 7. Having our lunch at 6 to 7, what time are we finishing? To eat, they're already drained, they're already tired. That was the day you said you guys didn't have water. Everyone was drained. Get there at 7. After eating, which was supposed to be your lunch, will make you heavy. There is no way we could have continued from Jirapa, leaving at 7, passing through another dusty road, which they faced another dusty road to what's the name, Bolga, to go and sleep there which is 4 hours. 4 hours from Jirapa to 4 to 5 hours from Jirapa to Bolga without incident. Let me add that, without incident. 4 to 5 hours without incident, leaving at 8 p.m. Being optimistic because we reached there 7. So eating, let's give ourselves 1 hour to eat our lunch, 7 to 8. So we took the decision that no, we are going to sleep at Jirapa. That was when we were at Wa, because we projected that this is what was going to happen. So we made our coordinator, trip coordinator, Crystal, change plans immediately. So immediately we had to call Bolga, cancel that day I was in the car, so we did that immediately. So we have to call Bolga to cancel our reservation, how to get our refund. We lost some money over there. Now calling Jirapa, which was extremely expensive, to book, to make new bookings. We had to alter our plan altogether. So make new bookings, and we had our lunch. Officially, we had our lunch / dinner at 7, and we slept at Jirapa, which decision everyone praised. Everyone was happy with that decision. Even though it affected our trip overall, that decision was for the best of everyone to stay safe.